Today we took a drive to one new piece of land. This is the best view by far, hands down. His level of excitement matches mine because he just said, yeah, a little bird just flew. That means he loves it. So just something feels right about this one. Here we are again. And revisited our top 2 contenders for our future home.
Having a mailbox on your property, I do not believe the cost.
Now that we've started narrowing down what we want, it's time to get more information and specs on the land. Luckily, we have Kirk, who knows exactly what we need to find out in order to build, and knows how to use the tools we need to find out. It's a lot to consider, and sometimes you just gotta fluff your hair along the way. Ready? So we made it to site 1 of today, and it has a great view. There's no sign, but Kirk found this one online, and we are standing on something flat. So that's one plus sign.
The property line comes from the street out that way. So this is really the buildable acreage that we're standing on. And all of Silicon Valley is the view that way. Downtown. Basically the entire South Bay. Gorgeous, stunning. This is the best view.
This is
cityscape.
Yeah,
that we've seen.
This is the best view by far, hands down. It's quiet, it's pretty, it's green, it's a nice neighborhood, and I think it's not touching my heart yet is because I don't know what part of this is actually for sale, and so I don't know what I'm looking at. However, this is the prettiest thing that we have seen on this whole adventure.
So this is that retaining wall, it looks like right there.
Okay.
So I think we found the sign. This looks like the land. This little plot. Up to the fence, maybe. Still got the view, just this little fence guy's in the way, but at least we could be probably pretty sure that that's the property line.
You're definitely building.
Here we are again. From the last spot, this place wasn't very far, so we were doing a second drive-by of the one Kirk teased me for falling in love with. I just feel like I have to keep proving that I don't fall in love with everything, but this one, I love it so much. Kirk likes it too.
Yeah. The little bird just flew.
His level of excitement matches mine because he just said, yeah, a little bird just flew. That means he loves it. I'm gonna help interpret Kirk for you, but it's just nice and big, and
it's pretty close to the stores. You can get a mailbox on your property.
as we found out, we do want that. We do want mail to come to our house. I don't know, just something feels right about this one. I like visiting it. We are on our second revisit of the day, going back to the piece of land we saw with the realtor. I forgot how many acres.
It's 11.
Oh, 11 acres. And so we're re-driving up these roads, and our standards have completely shifted. We were like, we can't live here. We can't drive here. And now we're like, yeah.
By we, I mean she.
I mean, well, I can't live here. I can't drive here. Is that better?
Yeah.
As you can see, it's super bumpy. The camera's going everywhere, but who knows? We might end up being an off-grid mountain couple by the end of this. We're gonna get a pig, we're gonna get llamas, and we're gonna get a cow. Just to have a cow. Anyway, we are on our drive up to revisit the piece, see what we think of it on second look. Yeah, because I guess that's where we're at, second looks. Things are starting to look pretty now.
In terms of compromise, it gives you the space within the budget. The distance for the drive out is the trade-off.
Yeah.
And then you have the one we just looked at, much better location, not as much of the land, fairly decent place to build, but it's only a fraction of an acre as opposed to 10 plus acres.
Even though a lot of this acreage is like cliffside.
This one's not cliffside, it's more hillside.
If it has a slope, I just call it a cliff. Oh, look, he's getting his mail in the middle of the highway. Little by little, we get more and more acclimated to these compromises.
Yeah, having a mailbox on your property, you would not believe the cost.
The price increase for things like, can you just pull your trash out to the end of your driveway? $50,000 more dollars. Does the garbage truck come to your house? $25,000 extra dollars. We made it back to this land. Honestly, I'm a little car sick. I swear on the way out last time we were like, oh, the road's paved, this is amazing. And this time I was like, it's not paved. I think we were just disillusioned. And we were in a 4-wheel-drive vehicle. This time we were in our cute little Prius and feel sick.
It takes measurements, laser leveling.
We're getting measurements to live on a land that makes me a little bit car sick.
Oh, what if the mail comes here?
That'd be nice.
I'm gonna measure the easement access distance because it matters. 16 feet. So it's a 16-foot easement. It looks like it's about 200 meters long. Oh, there's the power. So there's the transformer. It's stepping it down, bringing it through to that post, through the PVC, into the meter, down under into the trench. So from here all the way to there, to wherever the house is, would be how long we have to trench and run wire. So a couple hundred meters it looks like. Tripod is to grade right now. So 4 feet, 1 inch. 5 feet, 1 inch. So the steep part of the easement road is about a 10% grade. So there's one. So at the south tip, it's 250 foot long and 30 feet wide, roughly, as it narrows. And now I'm going to measure the center, which gets wider. So this flat spot basically out to there is about 250 feet. So I'm measuring the sort of flat buildable pad.
little farther.
At the north and south tip, it's 30, and then it widens out to about 50 or 60. So basically, up to there, all that would be, so if you drew a straight line from that fence all the way over there, that's the property to basically the telephone poles. So in theory, all that would be yours too, that little canyon area.
Yeah, this little... Gosh, this pad is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, you could, in theory, build all the way to the edge of the pad, just like any cliffside.
Put a deck over the edge.
And then deck it out 20 feet further that way, and then use all that as storage. The sunset is that way, but a lot of times you don't want to stare into a sunset because then it's right in your eyes.
You know, the drive up here is out of the way, but once we're on the pad, it's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those properties that, like, you almost want to buy just to have a getaway. The views are crazy, but so is the drive.
So we're walking to the second little pad on the property. The big pad is over here. There is where the house would go. And then over here across the way, where Kirk is, a smaller pad that you could probably put a little shed, or maybe we could put our workshop, maybe my office. So it looks like this is the other pad. Could probably clear that out and do a little mini shed. Actually, that's a pretty good space.
Yeah, I'll just build a bridge.
We can build a walkway, right?
Just build a bridge from that pad to that pad.
Yeah.
This place was on fire recently. Look how far the fire went. This whole thing was on fire.
This whole canyon.
All the way over there.
There's a lot of burned down trees here, which on one hand is good news because they won't burn again anytime soon. Bad news is that California has been on fire year after year and it's getting worse and worse, so it is a little jarring to be looking at places in the mountains because obviously something you don't want to happen is to start building your house and then have it all burned down. It's funny how certain things don't become a hard no when you're in this process. Wildfire country, yeah, we'll take a look. Why not? Good news is I'm not car sick anymore.
What do you think?
Probably too remote.
Too remote?
Yeah, the burnt up trees are a bit of a sign. Sky turning orange 6 months ago. This is where it comes from. Yeah, to be built here, it'd definitely have to be some sort of ICF. Because I mean, you could see, if you built the house right there, every tree on that side's burnt, every tree on that side's burnt. So you put a big old tinder box, a matchbox right there, what do you think's gonna happen?
It lives happily ever after.
It's just, yeah, it's remote. It's clearly in fire country. I mean, this side of the canyon burned this time, but what if that side burns next time? Then all your views are basically burnt up trees on the other side. I don't know.
So in the nature of compromise, this land is actually on the perfect side of our budget where we would be able to hop on the land, throw our RV up, start building with the money that we have. The other land that I keep saying I love, that I fall in love with, that is on the top side of our budget where it would probably just eat up our, not probably, it would eat up our cash. So we'd have to work a little more to save up for the build.
Design too.
Build, design, all of the above.
Architect,
We don't even know the permits on that land yet. We haven't gotten any of the paperwork to look through, so we don't even know what else is involved in developing the land on the top side of our budget. these are the compromises we have to look at. If we want to start building right away, we have to really consider places with burned down trees from wildfires and really sloped grades and things like that. I mean, it's going to come down to a lot of factors, but that's kind of where we are in the budget hunt of revisiting places that we can actually start building on right away, or continue pursuing land that's on the top side of our budget that would take a little more effort for us financially to stay within our goal of being debt-free. So it's a lot to consider, and sometimes you just gotta fluff your hair along the way. I forgot how killer this hill is. My hamstring's on fire. Want me to grab that? 30% grade. We know that now. Yikes. In conclusion, I'm super torn on this one. Great price, iffy location, but we could do it. More to come. That's more to come. Any final thoughts?
Tired. I'm hiking up with the suitcase.
Suitcase full of grade. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Let's eat.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And join us on Patreon.